It's really important because internal communications, I would say, forms the backbone of effective governance, It is basically the backbone of efficiency. And so as PROs, we're not just responsible for the external messaging, for sending out or disseminating information, be it to the media, to the general public, but we are also responsible to ensure that our teams, those that we work with, our internal stakeholders within not only the government but our own structures, our council structures, are aligned. So it's important to ensure that we are all aligned, we are all informed, we all know the vision and the mission, we all know where the company is wanting to go to. For example, the municipality of Swakopmund, our mission is to become the leading smart city, that renders excellent services to all its residents. To all those who are in the council structures, from management to those who clean our streets and maintain the parks, do they all know that this is our mission? You understand?
Yeah.
So it's also really very important to ensure that your internal stakeholders continue to be engaged, and that is how they start to feel appreciated and heard. So when internal communication is clear, once it's consistent, and it enhances collaboration, so everybody is willing to work together, everybody's, I would like to say, loyal to the cause per se. So really, it just prevents the miscontouring of information and the manipulation of information. So therefore, it's really important that we all as communicators and PROs attend events such as this, and that is just to enhance our skills and expertise.
Now, Ms. Mupupa, what key messages or lessons are emerging from this session so far, especially around internal communication and crisis management?
One key message that I would say is, before the questions come, already put out an answer. That means be proactive with your communications. Don't be reactive. Don't wait for your staff members or, for example, your residents to strike and then only you come out with answers, to mitigate the problem. Rather put out messages that inform them, messages that tell the story of the organization, and just keep them in the know, in the loop of what is happening. That way there's transparency, you will have the trust of your people, and then of course you will all be in alignment, and therefore be proactive with your messaging, be consistent with your messaging, have sessions that you communicate, have platforms that you continue to communicate and spread your message. So that is one of the very important key messages that I learned from the conference.
And now, Linda, finally, how important are events like this in building a culture of ethical, transparent and responsive communication, especially in public service?
It's really, really important because as communicators, we need to speak the same language. Not to per se, we have to have the same sort of school, but we all need to understand the clarity or the importance of predictability. Now, predictability in communications is very important. One speaker mentioned that every year we predict that the president will give a State of the Nation address. So that predictability basically forms trust. So we need to carry ourselves as communicators in a way that will create trust, enhance transparency with our following and our staff members, and also just all our residents. But it's really, really important that we continue to be grown and groomed by experts so that we start sharing our stories authentically and from a place that others can understand. Don't just speak your English, rah, rah, rah. But you need to speak in a way that your people understand, and then be ethical at it at all times. Basically, this conference has also taught us really to be ethical in all our dealings, especially in our reporting and when relaying our messages. So, being ethical basically elevates the standard of our profession. And by being exposed to new tools and new technologies such as AI in communications that we were introduced to, we are just getting better and better at what we do. And once we as communicators get better and better at what we do, the general public starts getting good service in terms of communications, in terms of messaging. So the general public will always know what is happening in the government at large, what is happening in council. And I believe peace is not only the absence of conflict, you understand? Peace is when there is transparency, when there is engagement, and when there is also trust. So we've learned really important aspects that can help us gain the trust and also help us be transparent with our public.